Whipping up all of your favorite recipes. Simply Food.
You should know by now that you're in for a treat.
Simply Food.
There's no other channel where you'd rather be.
Simply Food. Seafood, pasta, cakes, and pies. Sing and laugh and even cry. Like and share and hit subscribe. Simply Food by TY.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy Simply Food by TY, and today we are going to be making some delicious yet extremely simple M&M cookies. So let's jump right on into it because this is going to happen in a flash. So in a stand mixer or in a large bowl with a hand mixer, you can do this as well. We're going to be adding in a half a cup of unsalted butter. You really want it to be room temperature, but honey, it got so hot in my house because I was making so many cookies in one day that butter didn't stand a chance, child. And we're also going to add in a half a cup of granulated sugar and 1/4 of a cup of packed brown sugar. So then what we're going to do is we're going to cream that together until that gets nice and smooth. Now that we got that nice and smooth, we want to make sure that we're scraping down the sides just in case there's any sugar that's sticking to the side because ain't nobody got time for that. Once you do that, now it's time for us to go ahead and add in 1 large egg that's at room temperature and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. And then we're going to start this process over again. Turn it on about a medium speed until all of that gets fully incorporated and we're back to that nice smooth texture. Now that we got that all nice and smooth, we're going to scrape it down once again. You know, that's really important because, you know, sometimes you can have stuff stuck to the side and you have no idea. And I'm telling you, every single ingredient counts because this recipe doesn't really have a lot of ingredients. So you really want to make sure that you're getting everything fully incorporated. So now let's start to add in some of our dry ingredients. We're going to be adding in 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 of a teaspoon of sea salt. Now, you could use kosher salt, but I use sea salt. That's just kind of what I prefer to use. But definitely don't be using a regular old Morton's table salt because that is too much and your cookies are going to come out salty as hell, okay? Now, as y'all always hear me say, I'm going to show you guys this in real time because as soon as that flour slowly starts to disappear, I always immediately turn it off so that I can finish mixing it by hand because if you overwork the gluten, you're going to end up with dry cookies. Once you see that flour's gone, turn it off and do the rest of it by hand so that you can really make sure that you have everything mixed in, but then you don't really run that risk of, you know, everything overflowing. Now, of course, because we're making M&M cookies, you got to add in your M&Ms. Now, it's really up to you what kind of M&Ms you want. There's so many different variations of them, so that's really up to you. But today, we're going to stick with the classic. Now, y'all know that was dramatic as hell, but I had to do it, honey. But now that we have our M&Ms mixed in, we're going to go ahead and fold them in. At this point, once again, you really want to make sure that you're not overworking this dough, so simply fold them in. And I know that you might be tempted to want to put in way more M&Ms, but don't do that. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because after we roll these up and put them on the baking sheet, we're going to individually place fresh M&Ms on the top in the areas where it seems a bit vacant. And then that way, for presentation's sake, they'll look really, really good. So don't try to overstuff them with M&Ms in the beginning process. So as you can see, I take about a tablespoon amount, and then I just roll them out. And as you can see, there's some areas on that dough where the M&Ms are not present. And that's the reason why I said, don't stress yourself out about trying to put way too many M&Ms in while you're mixing it, because what we'll do is once they all get laid out, then we'll take our leftover M&Ms that we have available, and then we'll just go ahead and meticulously place them on the cookies so that when they do bake out, there won't be any empty spaces. as you guys can see, I definitely made sure that I spread these out. I did that little triangle design once again, because these are cookies that will spread. So you want to make sure that you create some space so that way they don't, you know, all clump together. And as I stated earlier, as you can see, I'm taking individual M&Ms here and I'm just placing them in the areas where they seem a bit vacant. I'm not doing too much. I'm not trying to overstuff them, but I definitely want to make sure that I have some present on the top so that when they bake out and level out, you can still see them and they'll look really pretty. So now you want to go ahead and have your oven preheated at 360 degrees, you guys. And we're going to bake these in the oven for about 9 minutes. Once you take them out of the oven, make sure you keep an eye on them. You do not want to burn these. You do not want to overcook them because they're meant to be soft and chewy. You're going to leave them on the baking rack and allow them to stay there for an additional 5 minutes. After that 5 minutes is done, gently take your time and then place them on your wooden cutting board or on a wire rack, and then you'll allow them to cool for an additional 10 minutes. At that point, you guys will have some soft and chewy M&M cookies that taste like they just came right out of your local mall, and I promise you, they're absolutely everything. They really are. I mean, everybody loves a classic M&M cookie, and like I said, you guys can play with different variations on what type of M&Ms you would like. But look, if you're new to my channel, welcome to Simply Food by TY, and if you're one of my returning subscribers, you babies know I love y'all so much, and this recipe was courtesy of the Preppy Kitchen.
Slaying in the kitchen.
Simply Food by TY.
We hope that you enjoyed it.
Simply Food by TY. If you haven't took the time, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Simply Food by TY.